Welcome to What Am I Looking At, a podcast from the Department of Art and Design at Arkansas State University. My name is Dr. Catherine Baker, and I'm a professor specializing in the history of medieval and early modern art. Throughout this series, each presenter will be giving you insight into works of art from across history that are in some way unusual, sometimes strange, sometimes hard to understand. So let's get to today's dive into the visual world on your radio. Beneath a tumultuous sky, a chaotic scene lit by a smoking torch roils in the foreground of a print engraved by Cornelis Cort in 1571. Created using designs by the famed Venetian painter Titian, the drama of the image is enhanced by the incredible effects of light and dark across the composition. Translating into print, the intense highs and lows of illumination typically found in Titian's paintings required an ingenuity on the part of Cort, and the artist is attributed with the invention of a new approach to line in engraved works, emphasizing the ability of the burin, the primary tool of engraving, to create malleable line width. In Cort's prints, lines swell and diminish in a single stroke, often crossing one another to create almost a visual vibration across the page. Defined by these exciting lines in the print, a swirl of figures are theatrically engaging in what we can tell is a tense scene. Muscular soldiers gesticulate with force, the clouds above are thunderous and pulsating, and a figure front and center in the work reaches up to the heavens while laid out on what at first looks like a cot without a mattress. With feet towards us and body moving backwards into space, a technique of recession called foreshortening, the closer we look at this figure, the more disturbing things become. First, we notice that near the middle of his torso, what looks like an oversized carving fork is being ominously wielded by one of the less elaborately dressed soldiers, about to poke into flesh. Another man stands behind the central figure, hands gripping his armpits to pull him flat against the slatted bed. Next to the restrainer, another man carries an armful of logs, bending down towards a third, hypermuscular man who leans below the so-called cot to put another log on a raging fire. At this point, all of the information comes together, and we realize this is an execution by roasting on a grill. What am I looking at is an obvious question when you first realize what is happening in this image. The horrific scene is in fact a depiction of the martyrdom of St. Lawrence, a prominent Christian leader living under the rule of the Roman Emperor Valerian. His death was ordered in 258 by gridiron. Suffering over the heat of the fire for a long time, his last words were, quote, "I'm well done on this side, turn me over." Although this quip is not necessarily being depicted here, the print showing instead his vision of a future in heaven, these last words are why he is considered to be the patron saint of cooks, chefs, and comedians. What Am I Looking At is provided by KASU in collaboration with the Department of Art and Design at A-State. Stay tuned next week for another exploration of art over your airwaves.